Nothing with the sweat on your face. I know you all too well. Hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody, to the second episode of VOTS Talks, featuring very special guest Trevor Borg from Windwalkers, everybody. We get a round of applause. Yes, yes. Very excited to dive into today's conversation. All right, enough of that cheering. That sample is way too long. It's like literally 30 seconds. I didn't realize that. Just sitting here forever. Just like, yeah. Awesome. All right, so Trevor is from the band Windwalkers, and in case you guys don't know Windwalkers, here's a little clip of what they sound like. Let's get their new single Body Bag up here. Oh, Trevor, I don't think you're going to be able to hear this. Yeah. I showed the clip where you're like hitting the higher notes in the last chorus. Yeah. I
appreciate you.
Yeah. So new single Body Bag came out not last Friday, but the Friday before, I believe.
Yeah, we're coming up on 3 weeks now.
Yeah. So I found you guys last year or something when I was doing reactions, and then I got a request for Hang Fire, and that was my first time hearing about you guys, and just immediately the clean guitar that comes in, I'm like, this is already amazing. But then when the vocals came in, I'm like, this is smooth. I was just hooked right away. And then checked out Dead Talk, and then it's Drowning Hymns, right?
Drowning Hymns, yeah.
I know, it's something hymns, yeah, Drowning Hymns.
I've
and
been a huge fan of your reactions.
Oh, hell yeah.
Always in our corner. We appreciate you, man.
Yeah, no, so good. And then someone ended up showing me or requesting us like an older song for Windwalkers, and I did not recognize the band because it was a lot more metalcore.
Right.
I was like, it was so cool, but I was like, dang, this is like a whole different band. But yeah, I totally am into what you guys are doing, and yeah, definitely massive fan. So I'm excited to sit down and hang out and kind of dive into the Windwalkers lore, your Trevor Borg lore, and so I guess just to break the ice here, what would be like your top 5 favorite bands or artists of all time? Or if that's too ambiguous of a question, if there's any like recent artists that you're like super into right now.
Like a little mixture of some. The Big Five is like a tough one, but like probably ultimately like the number one band for me that just like changed how I view music was The Used. Number one band. I fucking love those guys. I listened to a lot of Fall Out Boy. Fall Out Boy in the early days.
Actually, just saw them for the first time ever. A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I saw them like 5 or 6 years ago with Wiz Khalifa. Boys of Summer tour. It was a really weird combo.
Yeah, interesting.
It was awesome. Did a huge trip for that, but Fall Out Boy. I listened to Fall Out Boy for a huge chunk of my life. It was like all I listened to. I was really into like pop punk and all of that. You know what I mean? And then I'd probably have to say like not really a band, but a couple vocalists. Alan Stone. I don't know if you've never heard of him before. Soul singer. He's from like I grew up in a super small town. He's like the hero of the town that got out and like.
Oh, that's cool.
The damn thing. He's an incredible vocalist though, but he kind of opened my eyes to like other genres and like soul and R&B and all of that. Teddy Swims is a huge one for me. Probably in 1975.
All right.
On the pop side, yeah, a little mixture of things in there.
Yeah, got a nice mixed bag going. So we've talked a few times briefly since I discovered you guys, but this is our first time actually being on a call or like talking to each other. Yeah.
I feel like I'm there with you, man.
Yeah, we're chilling, straight chilling. So I don't even know like how old you are, where you're from, or like any of the basics. Who are you?
What is Trevor?
who is Trevor? Who am I speaking with right now?
So I just turned 30 on the 29th. Okay. So I've been chasing the music thing since I was probably like really doing it. Like 15 is when I started like
Same.
playing in bands.
So you got a couple of years on me. I just turned 28 earlier this year,
Okay,
but yeah, definitely started in like middle school.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you just like I always did like the you want to start bands of friends and you get together and no one knows what the hell they're doing, and then
Yep.
years later you start finding the people who really want to do it. And yeah, first band I was 15, a little pop punk band. But I grew up in a super small town, like it's probably an hour north of where I am now. Like we're talking one stoplight, like
Oh, okay.
graduating class of 80 people, so not like not
Jeez.
a yeah, not a whole lot of opportunity, to be playing shows out there. But
Yeah. What
luckily we're
state though?
Washington State. So I
Okay.
live in Spokane now, so we would play shows in Spokane and shit. So, um, but yeah, I mean, there's not really a whole lot other to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm Trevor. I
Yeah,
like music.
I like
Goodbye.
music. Grew up in a small town. And yeah, that's about it.
Well, hell yeah. Yeah, so I kind of not that small of a town, but definitely like an hour north of Minneapolis is where I grew up, and it was like definitely more country. So like
Yeah, you got
being one of like
country vibe.
5 metal kids, yeah, shows were tough to kind of come
Stand out
by.
in those skinny jeans.
Yeah. Dude, I had one pair that was like kind of like a blood red with black, like it was, and I had like 16 band wristbands going on
Hot
my
topic,
arms.
baby.
Yep,
Hot topic,
absolutely.
baby.
Yep, the tight fit bullet for my Valentine shirts. And
It's so weird too. Like even like going back to like visit family, I feel just as uncomfortable as I felt like like in high
did you
school.
ever have like big scene here or anything like that?
Not really, man.
No.
I think I wanted to be more seen than I really came off.
Mm.
So like I grew the hair, I had a little shag, but like it was pretty modest.
Oh
Pretty
yeah,
moderate. Yeah.
weird. Okay, so at least regarding the band,
Mhm.
so you joined, I could have this wrong, I did no research. Awesome podcast host here, zero research.
Coming to the source though.
Yeah. So Windwalkers, do you know any of like before you joined, like any of like how that band came together or when they formed or anything like that? No.
I know that like the core of the dudes, which would be Craig, the bass player, Timmy Too Tall, the guitar player, and his brother Neil. They've been playing music together for like 10+ years.
Oh, so
Um,
Tim has a brother that's in the band too?
yeah.
That's
The
dope.
Neil, the two guitar players are brothers. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's that brother magic I was talking
Yeah.
about, man.
Yeah.
Something different about it.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I know they've been playing together forever. They used to go under the name Atlas, and then I think it was probably like 2018. So I didn't do my research either. 2018 or so. They maybe even earlier than that switched to Windwalkers, changed the name.
Okay.
Yeah, and then dropped they got one album under that name. Bunch of
Okay.
singles,
Okay. That's what I thought.
yeah.
So there's the one album, definitely like a heavier sound. So then before the call, you were talking about how you were in like a kind of prog metal ish group.
Yeah, that weird little stint.
Yeah. And that wasn't really your thing. You weren't really like
No,
super
but
feeling it.
that's honestly like what led to Windwalkers in a weird way. Like, yeah, it wasn't like the best relationship in the group. I was with them for 2 years. I mean,
Okay. So it wasn't like just
really,
some tiny little thing, like 2 years. Like that is
yeah,
a
but we didn't
portion
like
of time.
yeah. So like we didn't end up releasing anything, and like it was
Mm.
just yeah, it was a big chunk out of my life that I wish I could get back for sure. But I had to do that, I think, to do the Windwalkers
Yeah. It's good
thing, because
perspective.
we like my schedule, just like give you some perspective. It was like I was working at a car lot. My kid was just born, so got a job at a car lot to try making some bank.
Mm.
Hardly sold any cars. Not my thing for sure.
Was it in that small town or did you have to
No,
like
this is in Spokane. I've been in Spokane
Okay.
since like 2012, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so but I was working like 50 hours at the car lot 5 days a week, and then I would
Jeez.
wake up on my weekend. I'd wake up at like 4 in the morning, load up my car, drive to Tacoma, which is about a 5-hour drive, and then track for 2 days straight, drive back, start work again. So pretty excruciating. We're like tracking in a garage. Like it just like
So
um,
so that band was all kind of in their area and you were kind of the solo guy in a different city or something that
We're
traveled?
originally based out of Florida, and they all moved. They all moved to Tacoma, so it was a little bit closer. It wasn't for me or anything, but But after that had ended, it was about a year after that. I was working with my band Velifire from Spokane. We were working on a single, getting that all prepped up, which took about a year. Just saving up and everything. You know how
Mm-hmm.
expensive that is. Um, but one of the members from that prog band reached out to me, and he had left recently before he hit me up, and we just kind of like reconnected. And he actually joined a band that was recording in Michigan with Nick and John, who are the producers of
Oh,
Windwalkers.
yeah.
So and Windwalkers had just been there tracking some demos to like prep up looking for vocalist. Kind of like caught wind of that and suggested me, sent my private link to that song I was working on for the whole year. Had the
Mm-hmm.
private link for that, and asked if it was cool if they sent it over. And
No.
hey, what's
Check.
up?
Check 1 2. Hello.
Hey, hey,
There I am. There we go. All right. That's part of doing it live, right?
yeah, that's right. Brief intermission, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, I literally just like stepped on the power cord on my interface and unplugged it. So I'm like, no. Okay. All right.
You did
So,
that as soon as I bumped my interface too, so I got a little nervous for a
oh,
second.
yeah, it was you.
Oh, yes. Shut it down.
Yeah. Okay. So you hear about a band that is looking for a vocalist, and you just on a whim we're like, yeah, sure, whatever. I'll like,
Yeah, so he since he was working with the same producers, like he thought of me immediately, and just asked if it was cool if I sent it over, and um, yeah, I checked out Windwalkers and everything, and I was, they definitely had a pretty good following for being like on a hiatus for a couple years because they took a couple years before I joined, just doing nothing.
and they're in Michigan, like they're Michigan
They're
based.
in Boston, so like we are
Oh, okay.
totally as far away as possible.
Okay. So that's like
Boston,
kind of cool circumstance then, though, that like
kind of
they
like a
happen to
remote connection.
travel. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so but yeah, they liked it. They liked the video and everything. And Tim eventually hit me up and sent me the demos they had just worked on. And where I was like, when I listened to their music, I was a little hesitant because it wasn't necessarily the genre I wanted to like go towards, like the heavier,
Oh,
I don't
the
know if
for
you want to
their
say,
yeah. So the
yeah, like
currently
just for
released
their like,
stuff.
what they had out and everything. But then he sent me the demos to what was Hang Fire, Dead Talk, Drowning Hymns, and then super poppier, like a way poppier song that's going to be on the album.
Were there any
His name
vocals on it, or
No,
was it
it was
just
just
the
clean
music?
slate. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much the task was like, if you want to audition, just like see if you can write something, record it, and send it our way. Um, yeah, it was a blast, man. Because like, I mean, if you heard the instrumentals, like they kill it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Absolutely.
same deal. Like hearing that Hangfire intro, I'm just like, oh my god.
This is legit. Yeah.
Then it just, yeah, it was just like a really wide range of sounds. Like Drowning Hymns, obviously heavier.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, the super poppy one, I was like, you got to be kidding me! This is so tight. This is exactly what I want to do. So, I ended up writing to all four of them and had to pick one to record, and ended up picking Hang Fire. So that was like the first song that they heard with me on there, and a 20-minute Zoom call later, I was in the band. Like it was easy as that.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So then that's really cool though, because so they already had their music, but then you kind of at the right time were able to come in and be like, well, so you write your own lyrics and vocals then?
Yeah.
Okay, so then that's you guys got to actually collab on the song. It wasn't like this is our song, we have someone in the band that writes lyrics or melodies, and you
Right.
just need to sing it. It was like no, you actually got to like you're
Yeah,
part of it.
like that's what I love most about vocals too, is like that whole process. So and it works out nice, man, because they're able to like with most of the songs that we wrote, they'll typically go on a trip by themselves out to Michigan. Um, Send me the tracks, and then I'll write them on my own time. Usually when I'm driving, I do a lot of writing in the car. It's probably don't want to tell my insurance company that they always say that. Yeah, I usually do all the writing there, and then I'll send them like videos and stuff, just me like singing like ideas, and then
Hmm.
eventually we'll all meet up in Michigan and then track the babies.
Yeah, it's a little similar to what we do because so we're like all in Minnesota, and Logan he lives out in Virginia. So Yeah, so he moved out there many years ago, but yeah, so like I'll write an instrumental and then I send something over to him and then he'll just be like on his way to the gym and voice memo and like kind of
Yeah,
like
that's so
sing
good.
something to it and then yeah, and then like I'll like falsetto record it for the idea. So then we have like an actual song until he flies out to track it for real.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the modern process, I guess. That's how you
Yeah.
gotta do it nowadays.
But it's like that's so cool that you can do that. Like we don't have to take a month off, everybody travel together to sit in a studio and write and then record. And you know, it's like
Yeah, it's just not
that's
realistic. Like
yeah.
cost of mortgage these days, man. That's not realistic.
Oh
You know?
yeah. No, that's so that actually leads me, it's a good segue into kind of another topic is you guys are fully independent. To where that's kind of the beauty of being independent in that way is like you can do it on your own schedule when it works. Um so like what's kind of how's that all kind of been like, so you joined the band and there isn't a label, there isn't like a manager or anything, but you guys kind of come together and you're like, this is what we want to do, like we want to be a band, you know, we want to push it, we want to, this is what we want to do with like as a career. So did you guys just, I don't really know how I want to phrase the question, I guess, but did you guys kind of just have conversations and decide like, you know, if, like maybe we can try pitching to labels and whatnot, but like if not, like we're just gonna do our own thing and we're gonna market it ourselves and just go DIY and
I think that was from the start. That was kind of the plan. Just
which
because,
honestly, it is criminal. It is criminal that you guys are not like just already like just off the singles already. That's where I'm going with
like,
it.
that's insane. I thought you were gonna say something different. Like, yeah, I mean, like,
Oh, yeah, no, like
um,
it's like you guys are damn like okay. Anyway,
we just like get such like a solid team, and that's kind of like where we felt like we didn't need a label like from the start. Is the two producers we work with are freaking incredible.
yeah,
Matt Scouse, John Eberhard, like they're some of the most brilliant and like talented dudes I've ever met, and they're also some of like the sweetest, most genuine people I've ever met.
yeah. I met John because my our very first tour was with Vesta Collide, and he did guitar teching for him on that tour. So like
Was Nick drumming at that time?
no,
Oh,
no. They had Max Santoro, who's now in Thousand Below.
okay, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It was after he
Yeah,
kind of
I
stepped away to do studio stuff more full time.
Yeah, something like John, like he's just like
Yeah,
so nice.
he's the best. And then I every single time there's like a new banger that comes out that I'm just digging. It's like, oh, he helped with yeah, he's a part of it. I'm like, dude, this guy is he's so good. Which I like maybe I didn't consciously think like when I was first hearing Hangfire and stuff, but when Body Bag came out and I saw like he like reshared it or something, I'm like, hold up. Are you also part of the team? Like is like, oh my god, you're so good, dude. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's an awesome dude to have in your corner.
oh yeah, man, and they're definitely those producers that are just kind of like the extra members, like the dark horse extra members. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I think that's
Yep.
like, so important for a good product. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like we rely on their opinion more than anything. Like
Yeah, when we used to record with Johnny Frank, Bill Murray, he, yeah, yeah, dude,
so fucking good.
yeah. When we first started recording with him, he only had like his first album out or whatever, and he was like, "It's not really anything I'm trying to do. It's like just a side thing." So yeah, we kind of like have been working with him to see him bring Bill Murray to fruition, which has been really cool.
Yeah.
But when we record with him, he was like we would write the songs, but like the songs came out the way they did because of his input and like his creativity. Yeah, so working with him was learning so much about songwriting. It's very crucial, and it's awesome just to get someone that's not technically in the band because they have that outer perspective.
Exactly.
Yeah, they can push you to do certain things or not do certain things. Yeah,
it's so important. So important. Like when they're writing, like they're writing with Nick and John always. They're like always there in the writing process. So it's yeah, we really count on those dudes for sure. But that's kind of like the main reason we didn't feel like we needed a label because like we had the producers we wanted that we think are going to give us the best product. We have a videographer that we love. They've been working with him.
Really good videos. Yeah,
10 years. You know what I mean? And photographer is awesome. You know what I mean? So. And everything has been like self-sustaining. The band is self-sustaining itself. You know what I mean? So like
it's the best spot to be in.
That's really where like a label comes in is that money. But then you're you're stuck. So
Yep. No, so that's awesome, because then because before we signed with our label that we're with currently, we did 2 records that were independent, and it is just like that, just feeling like you're in control of what you're doing as a band, and then you can just like, because it really comes down to like your connection with your audience and your fans, because it's the most cliche thing ever in music, but it's like without them there's nothing, but like especially without a backing or anything like that, it's like it's literally your fans. So I forget where I was kind of going with this. Damn, totally lost my train of thought, because I was like talking to this, but then what you were saying before, I had like a thought that I wanted to interject, but I didn't want to interrupt. Yeah.
Also like the negative side to it too, of course, of like being independent. There's like being in control also means that we're sitting here like, what the fuck do we do?
Yeah, because you don't
like,
really
going
have
through constantly, and like a lot of stuff is just really like just worked for us. We've been very fortunate in that. Not having like a solid like marketing team and stuff like that. We're really
well, dude, it's really cool that I noticed like the Body Bag music video, like it's only been out for like a couple weeks and it's like doing very well.
Yeah, it's better than any of our videos, so it's nice to see
progress, moving. No, that's awesome, because then people can like go back and be like, wait, they have all these other songs that are like also really good. And
that's exactly it.
No, that's awesome. Like I think you guys are doing a really good job of just like slowly, steadily hyping up an album, because it has been over a year since the first singles technically come out. But I feel like you guys are doing a good job of laying the foundation of like, this is our new chapter. So like, we really need to be meticulous and take our time, and we don't want to rush it and be like, hey, we're this heavy band. Just kidding. Now we're this like pop, rock, metal band.
We've been trying to establish like what we're going to be doing from now on.
Yeah.
And it definitely, the album, slow cooking an album was an accident too, because like when we initially wanted to just do singles, we want to put all our focus and do a single every few months or whatever, a couple months. But people were, some people were asking for an album, and we ended up being to the point where we had an album. We're just like, let's do it. It's just testing out kind of what we say is like the glass ceiling. Like how far can we go by ourselves? We might as well try out an album and see what we can do with that.
Yeah. So touching on the genres thing is, I know I've told you personally before, but I just really like how it's such a blend of pop, like literal, like mainstream radio pop music, but it has the guitars and the drums, the vibe of a rock band. But then in some songs, like you don't scream, or if you are screaming, it's like background or like textures. But then you also have some stuff like Drowning Hymns where there is a little more screaming. It's a little heavier, but nothing's too heavy. Also doesn't feel like anything's too light. It's just like this blend of like sounds where I feel like a lot of bands do pop elements, but it's just, you guys are going all in, and that's what I respect and I love about it, because it's not like, oh, we're a rock band trying to do some pop. It's like, no, do pop. We love pop.
You can usually tell. He's always like, on an album, there's that one song. It's like, okay, you guys are just kind of fucking around a little bit. I get
it. Which is fine. Just experimenting, totally. Playing around, whatever. But I just love that that's like your thing. It's not even like, hey, we're dabbling with this. It's like, no, we're literally like a pop group with guitars. Like, I love that.
Well, yeah, it's nice because like Nick is a drummer, like for metalcore bands and shit, you know what I mean? So he brings that. Craig, our bass player, is the biggest metalhead I know. Like anytime we hang out, it's YouTube videos.
Okay.
You're getting the live shows that go.
Okay.
Man, yeah. But like John, Tim, myself, we're all super into pop. So it's just like this kind of like. The chemistry is so good; it just meshes really well, man. It's
awesome that everyone's like open-minded enough with.
Yeah, that's the
foundation
like, of what we do.
If you're like super into metal, but like I don't want any pop in my metal, like that's totally fine to have that opinion. But like as a band, for you guys to come together and have different music tastes, but also being on the same page to blend all your music tastes together. That's
I know a lot of people say it, but it's like the ultimate goal is we just want to write the best songs. You know what I mean?
And you guys are like, I remember when I was really impressed with Hangfire. But I don't know if I said it in a reaction or maybe I said it after I ended the recording or something, but it was on Dead Talk. And I'm like, dude, this is what I want VOTS to sound like. Like, this is literally like I haven't heard anyone do it like this, but I feel like this is what I've been wanting from the scene for many years. So that's where I'm like, I
Just
just,
imagine like where I'm at, man. These guys just like send me these songs, and I'm just like, what? This is
yeah, I get to
mine.
sing on this. Yeah.
Yeah, this is awesome.
But it's not even, it's like the songs are great, but like it's the melodies, it's your voice. It's because you have that pop voice where it's like really soft and like more clean. I don't really like the clean singing, or I'm not really into that terminology, but
Yeah, no,
it's like it is just like there's no grit. It's like just like a nice pop vocal. But then when you need to, like when there's guitars on a chorus, you can belt and hit grit and stuff, and it's just yeah. Because that I feel like that's a thing too. Like if there's a song that's like a rock band with a pop verse or something, it's like the vocal doesn't necessarily fit. Like it can work and they can sound good, but if we're talking about writing the best songs, if we're gonna take that and bring it to like the major leagues, like how many songs were written for this artist, but then this artist ends up singing because their vocal just complemented it more, even though they're both great. It's like if you're writing the best song, that it's like you having that diversity as a vocalist, I think is what really sells it, because the music is amazing on its own, but it's like you would really need the right vocalist to make it all come together. And I know I'm just gassing you up
No,
all
no,
the time, but like dude,
yeah,
it's
like
like you're definitely like the cherry on top. That's just like, okay, pop sounds good with the pop vocals, the rock parts sound good with the rock vocals, you got a couple screams in there.
yeah,
It's
just
awesome.
matches, man. It's like I always write off of the like the feel of the song. You know what I mean? Just like melodies and like pacing and stuff first, and then lyrics after. You know, and I just I don't know.
Yeah.
And I like I always say like the chemistry with these guys. It's like I don't like the word destiny, but it's like it's almost like destiny, like how everything has meshed so far. It's almost like they write. I'm like thinking like, man, I wish we could do like a really poppy song, you know, and then they send me Body Bag, you know, and
Okay.
that's happened
Yeah.
multiple times, you know what I mean? And then I show up almost with exactly what they envisioned, you know, when they were writing the song. So
Oh, that's
it's
perfect chemistry. Yep.
it's
No,
flawless. It almost feels too good to be true sometimes.
no, that's super cool that I can like, obviously, I don't really know how I want to phrase it, but it's just, I like that I can relate to you on that level too, because I feel like that's what Logan and I will have. Like if I have like a song and I'm like, I can't write lyrics, or I mean, I guess I can, but like I don't really know what I want for a melody, but I know there's something that I'm hearing,
Right.
and he'll like just send me something back. I'm like, that's it. That's the melody. Or like he'll be like, hey, I have this chord progression for like a chorus or something, and then all of a sudden I have the guitars and a lead, and he's like, that's exactly what I wanted. So like,
That's exactly what it is. But for me, it's like it's the reverse. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know
yeah.
what to tell them, and they're sending me songs that I was like, man, it'd be cool if we had like kind of like a jungle beat or something. You know, like get out of my head.
Dude, awesome. Yeah. So do you know, if you can talk about it, how many songs would be on an album? Because you guys have one, two, three, now four singles out.
Yeah, 4 singles. It's going to be. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it, but I'm going to.
Okay.
It's going to be 11 songs.
Ooh, okay. So we got like a whole bunch.
11. Yeah, and it's just songs that we've been, because I joined in 2021, so it was like kind of like prepping up like the first singles that year. I think it was like August of 21 is when I like first time I flew out there, and then last year was just kind of more writing and releasing. So it's been a couple years of writing these tracks, and there's even some like leftovers that again I don't know if I should say, but like we kind of have a start on the next album already a little bit. So it's
Yeah, that's
just
dope.
we're just yeah just doing trips to write. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
you guys are just doing it right then, taking your time, not rushing it, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So
Just having
then,
fun, man. It's just like a blast anytime we get to do that. You know what I mean? Because I've seen them. I mean, I've seen them probably like 2 or 3 times a year since I've joined. So I've only really been around these guys like 11 times. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's nice to like anytime just go out record. You know?
hmm yeah, no, that's awesome. So then I guess as far as like shows or playing or touring or anything like that, do you guys have any plans like that? Because I feel like I don't think you guys have played a show,
We
at
have.
least with you.
Yeah, that's a nerve wracking thing for sure. But we're getting ready for it. We're like getting all set up, getting everything we need to be able to be show ready. Obviously, with me living in Spokane, Washington, and them in Boston, Mass, it costs a lot of money to
Yeah,
just do like a single show, you know. But I think it's
yeah,
more we definitely want to do for sure. And then as far as tours, you know, if if it's something that's worth it, you know, because
Yeah.
we all got our bills, you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah, I feel like that's where we're kind of in a similar spot where it's like
yeah,
how like touring would be great, but like having kids and just having a family, but like also actively wanting to be home because I don't like it's just we're not in that day and age where you are forced to be out on the road all the time
mhm. Yeah,
to make
absolutely.
anything to where the fact that it's like, oh, so we don't have to miss out on birthdays or we don't have to miss out on
Yeah.
various things. It's like, so that's very cool that we have that opportunity in today's age. But yeah, like much as we want to play shows, it's just, you know, it's a business. And especially going back to what I was saying, where you guys are doing everything right, it seems to where I feel like, yeah, if you guys are kind of just working your way up to that instead of just, oh, you're going on tour and then lose everything on a tour. And then now it
I've
just,
seen so many because I've never toured before. Like
oh,
thinking about it,
ever,
I've never
never.
toured before. You
Not
know, so
like, have you done like multiple shows, like a weekend run?
never done a weekend run or nothing. I've just
Only single shows.
yes, yes. So
Dang, dude.
yeah, me getting to this point's been kind of strange. You know what I mean? It's like I'm almost like a lazy musician that just like shit just fell into my lap. I just like to sing, you know. So, um, but yeah. So
Well,
I've
you're
never
writing the
toured
good
before.
hooks, so that's all you
Yeah, that's
really
exactly.
need.
It's like
Yep.
doing the damn thing. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely like with kids and shit, man. It's I think I'd have a hard time touring even without kids. You know, just like being away from your comfort spot for a while. You know, but
Yeah, it's fun and then not fun.
yeah, there's ups and downs, I'm sure, but it's like for as long as I can remember, I've wanted to do it. You know, I've wanted to make this a career, and if I can make it a career without touring, that's dope. But
Yeah.
you know, it's not. I don't know. It'd be kind of cool seeing the country and the world. You know.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah, no, that would be super cool to be like if we got to a spot where it was like, I mean, I don't know who we could throw in for like other bands or something, but like a Windwalker's VOTS like run, but like
Lots,
it
Windwalkers,
does.
Death Cab for Cutie,
Yeah, yeah, headline.
and Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah, they can open though, you know.
They'll open. Yeah.
Yeah. They'll open. They might draw a few people, but we'll give them an opportunity.
Give 'em a chance. Give 'em a
Yeah,
chance.
I've got to take a chance on this band. Bring me the horizon.
Oh my god.
But yeah, no, that'd be really cool to do something like that. But
Yeah, that'd be so.
as cool as it would be, it would definitely need to be something that actually makes sense. But
Yeah, I know those opportunities are there. You know what I mean? We're just gonna keep doing what we are doing, and you know, not stress something like that. But we are getting set up. We're getting prepped for
cool.
it. So we do get a call. We want to be, you know, if it's a
Yeah, especially if an opportunity comes around, you want to be ready. Yep, absolutely. So that was actually one of the questions on here. Have you ever toured? There we go. Okay, so I had one that was like, what made you choose to join Windwalkers, like versus joining any other band specifically? But I feel like maybe it was just you heard the demos and you're like, this is exactly what I want to do.
What it was, man, and like just kind of like catching who they were. You know what I mean? Just as people. You know what I mean? Like my main contact was Tim, and he was just always like a super chill dude. Like I never felt stressed, you know, talking to him or anything. And yeah, then hearing those demos, I was like, I have to be a part of this. You know what I mean? Be a fool not to, you know.
Yeah.
And luckily, I had like awesome support. Like when I joined, I already had my oldest kid, you know. So I got awesome support from my fiance, her parents, you know. So we can make these things happen. So I can leave for a week sometimes. And
Oh wait, so then when you joined, did you fly out to Boston to meet them or anything like that, or
we met in the studio. We met like to work.
It was like after you already joined because you like wrote over it as your audition, and they were like, "Yeah, no, this is great. Let's go record."
Yeah, I know. I was just like sending them some like ideas, and they're like, "Yeah, this is fucking awesome," you know. And yeah, like it was a stressful trip, man, because like
did you go alone?
Now, yeah. So I'm like, I have no idea really who these guys are, and I'm gonna be sleeping in the same room as one of them, you know. And I think it was just Tim that came out on that first trip, but I met Nick, John, and Tim, you know. But I'm a lot better with it now, but I was so fucking scared of flying. So fucking scared of flying, and doing it by myself was a big step for me, you know.
Yeah.
But then yeah, you go out there to like I worked with like the same producer for years, and now I'm going to be working with new producers, with new people, you know. And I'm definitely like kind of timid like with my singing sometimes, you know. So like I was really nervous to like, you know, little imposter syndrome too, where I'm like, man, maybe what if I don't perform or I'm not exactly how they sound? You know, it was stressful, man.
Yeah. No, I can imagine. That's God. I feel like the closest thing I can relate to that is the Down and Dirty that I joined. I don't know if you heard of Down and Dirty. When
Dirty sounds really familiar.
Yeah, that was Dennis Stoff's band before he left that band to go join Asking for a bit.
Oh yeah, you were
Yeah,
in that?
I use air quotes because it really wasn't, but like I thought it was gonna be because it was like one member from the second lineup, so not even an original. So the second lineup fell apart, but then the dude still wanted to keep it going, so he recruited all new people for a third lineup. And I thought it was just me joining.
That's crazy. You thought
Yeah,
it was you joining
I thought it was me joining Down and Dirty because I'm like, dude, they're sick. And then so like I fly out to Texas to meet up with to meet up with Matt and record some vocals. And so it's like I didn't even really know him, and I'm like, here we are, we're recording vocals.
Oh yeah.
And then I was oh, go ahead.
I was just say someone who like has like a resume like that too, you know what I mean? It's like worked on some good stuff, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. So I was like, oh man, this is like kind of like the real deal. And then when as I was learning more about it, I'm like, oh, it's just not what I thought it was gonna be. And it was like a whole disappointment. But it was cool at first. The potential had me excited, but yeah, just the idea of flying somewhere by yourself to meet with someone you've had a couple conversations with, and now I'm staying at his house. It's like, oh, okay.
Like, I knew like the work that Nick and John had done, so I was like, these guys are gonna be fucking assholes. There's no way these guys aren't gonna be assholes, you know what I mean? And
because they're just so good. Yeah. If anyone should have an ego, it would be people that are that good.
Saying, you know, like I've known people who have done not even a percentage of what these guys have done, and they're just like heads through the roof, you know.
That's kind of what I've noticed in my like. I mean, yeah, this is the part of doing it live. I always like have 3 different ways of saying something come to mind at the same time, and then I can never decide which sentence I want to use. So that was weird, but but like in my experience as a veteran in the music industry, sarcasm, I have noticed that it's really the people that are just on their A game are like the most genuine. And it's like it's all the people that are like in like, to put like letters to it, if there's like the C and B tier people are like the ones with the most just like kind of vibe, because it's like they're just trying to flex and prove that they're as cool as the A team.
Yeah.
But it's like the people that are actually performing at that level are just like, dude, I'm just doing what I love, man. Like, this is great. This is awesome.
The right shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, dude. It's weird how that works out. Sometimes I look at people like that. I'm like, man, I just want like a dash of that confidence. Like, I got to figure out how to do that.
Yeah, I want a little bit of it so that I'm not always feeling like, yeah.
Share a little bit of that, man.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So I feel like, we talked about all the stuff I want to talk about, stuff I was like personally really interested in hearing, just about like the sound and everything like that. So, guess just to get to know you a little more, what are like your favorite shows, movies, or games, or like what's something on that level that you're like just super interested in?
Yeah, I play some games. It's definitely always kind of a left turn for a lot of people, but I play a lot of sports games. Like I fucking love sports. I was never good at them, so I'm like
but in a game, you can kick some ass.
Good, you know. So I play a lot of, like, when I get the kids down, I have like an hour or two before I gotta make sure I get a good amount of sleep before work. You know, I'm usually playing some 2K. I love 2K, NBA 2K, man.
I think I've played a basketball game like 3 times 10 years ago.
It just makes me feel so much cooler. Like, I can do the things I want to do, you know.
I was really into like the Madden, like the football ones. Like there were other ones that weren't Madden, but
FIFA, a lot of FIFA.
Yeah.
I wish I could play like first person shooters and shit, but I don't have the brain for it. I don't think.
All right. Well, very important question.
Hmm.
Halo.
Halo 2.
Halo 2. Played Halo 2.
Halo 2. A lot of
Yeah.
Halo 2 with the buddies back in the day.
Yeah. Halo's the friggin' best, dude. So
Yeah,
much fun.
See, you're a fan.
Oh yeah.
Yo,
Dude,
I
I
love
have
playing them, man. I love playing like Call of Duty and shit, man. But I'm like that classic, like.
Oh yeah. Dude, that's how I am now. I don't get it. Like I took
recoil.
such a break because like Modern Warfare 2 and all that stuff. I was like, all I would do is just game Call of Duty and Halo online. But then I'm like getting into music. I'm like, I should probably take it more seriously. So I didn't play as much games and focused on music. And then I like try to dabble back into it, and I'm just like, dude, I was like top 3 of the scoreboard all the time. Yeah, I'm like, dude, I can't even break even. I'm going negative every match.
I have a pretty good friend who's like super into like Destiny and shit. And he's like, dude, just play with a PC. You'll be way better at first person shooters. I was like, yeah, let me just get a PC together.
Yeah,
so I can be good at Call of Duty.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ,
dude. And I don't know if, I mean, it'll probably just come with time and experience. But like the mouse is obviously way better for aiming. It's really precise, but the movement, I'm just like, bro, I feel like I've never played a game before. Like I'm so conditioned to, because I've always been on console.
life, man.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, I can't do it on PC, no way.
I watch a lot of crime documentaries too. That's about it. I do love movies, but like half of the movies, like I'm a huge horror fan, so you can't like watch those around the kids and shit, you know. So usually have just like, you know, true crime things going on in the background. And
have you watched Criminal Minds?
yeah, I used to be pretty into Criminal Minds.
Yeah, this one's pretty dope.
They got a couple episodes based in Spokane, which is cool.
Oh really?
Oh shit, yeah.
Nice. New Girl. Have you heard of New Girl?
I love New Girl. New Girl.
I think that's one of my favorite
sitcoms. I like the roommates more than I like the New Girl, though. I watch it for the roommates.
Oh yeah, Nick and Schmidt and Winston. Like,
it's almost like they split all the personalities of your like standard man into like 3 different people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most people, like, you can relate to them all. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Though it's like, that's literally like, that's my comfort show. Like me and my wife's comfort show is New Girl. It's
you just pop that on that in the office.
Like, yeah, we've watched it through all like 3 times or something, but there was like a phase where every single night that's what we fell asleep to. So we've gone through it like 20-40 times. Like, it's just
a good show, man. It's like there's a couple shows up on that tier of like going to sleep too. It'd be like that one and like How I Met Your Mother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like my 3 right there where you could perfect background noise.
Yeah, no, awesome show. I think New Girl is kind of underrated. I don't really feel people talk about it. I don't hear them talk about it as much.
They don't. They like.
No. All right, man. Well,
sorry, I'm not more talkative, man.
No, that's totally good. This was a lot of fun. I had a great time getting in the chat and learn more about you guys and the process of everything. It's always cool to just be able to sit down with I don't know, just other human beings that are interested in music to the same degree, and like this is like
we've known about each other for like a year at this point now, probably. It's just actually talking now. It's nice, bro.
Yeah.
Again sometime.
Absolutely. Well, we're gonna have to, because you're gonna be featuring on a VOTS song.
That's right. We got it.
Yeah. The exclusive. You guys get the exclusive right now. Yeah. Yeah, we already got a song and sent over a demo, and you're like, yeah, I'm into it. Which honestly, I feel like that song, obviously not like the goal is to try and sound like anybody. But I feel like the song that you're gonna be doing is probably the most Windwalkers sounding song.
Oh yeah, it felt so natural, man. It feels
I was just like, when I sent it to you, I'm like, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm really into it. I'm like, wait, this actually kind of sounds like maybe like what I was saying before. I'm like, oh, I would love VOTS to kind of sound like this. Like you guys have seeped in to my brain, and there we go.
Are you guys? Is that kind of like a sound you're sticking with for the next release?
Oh, dude, we're all over the place.
Fuck yeah.
I feel like you either really gotta like hone in your specific sound, or you just do everything and everything all of the time. Yeah, we're literally getting more light, like with pop rocks, not to like not the extent that you guys are doing it, but like a little lighter in that aspect. We're getting more butt rock. Like the next song we're dropping is like the most Nickelback sounding thing we've ever done.
That's actually, I was about to say, like, that is one of my favorite things about you guys, is that
Really?
like, 'cause that's music that like like grew up on. I listened to so much
Yeah.
Nickelback before I was like really
Uh-huh.
discovering music that I like forever. You know what I mean?
Dude, I just saw them like 2
Man,
nights
I
ago.
saw that, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Boom, the fire.
Yeah, Breaking Benjamin, that's one of my all-time favorite bands.
Yeah, you guys
So,
have just like such a fresh take on it. I love it. I love it. But
dude.
obviously, that I like the soft stuff. So you guys
Yeah.
just, you guys just dropped one recently, right?
Yep.
Soft.
Yeah, that was pretty soft. Yeah, and then the other thank you. And then the other stuff that we have is like probably the heaviest stuff we've ever done. It's like I wouldn't say it's like deathcore heavy or anything like that, but as far as metalcore goes, it's like we haven't really done anything that heavy and intense. So it's like
you're like stretching both sides of the spectrum here.
Yeah, because like for the longest time we were like, oh, we're just writing, whatever. But then we're like, okay, well, what if we try to blend, Nickelback, Breaking Benjamin, and Asking Alexandria in the same song? And it was like kind of cool, but like, the response was kind of like, it was either half the people going, man, I liked it until the screams came in or the breakdown, the heavy part. And then the other people are like, man, this was too radio, but the breakdown was good. It's just that I feel like there's not enough people that love all of it. They're like pretty divided.
Yeah. Two different sides can't.
Yeah. And I was the Nickelback, Breaking Benjamin, all that stuff until I discovered Asking Alexandria and Of Mice and Men and all those bands. But those were like my styles. And so now we're like, okay, well, how about we actually separate it and like we'll go rock and just keep it rock, and then we'll have our metal shit and like that'll stay metal. And because that's the thing, like our metal stuff I feel always gets the most praise online, but when it comes to like the actual streaming and the numbers and everything, it's like the rock stuff like quadruples any of the heavy stuff. So it's just like, I mean, we're not going to stop the heavy stuff just because of numbers. It's like, well, we like the heavy stuff, so we're going to keep doing it.
Well, it's cool doing that too, because like from the listener, it's like you can pick what you want to listen to. It's not mashed into one. Like you can, you're feeling a little aggressive, want something heavy. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
You can switch it up. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, but that's like, but when you have like a unified sound, then it's like, if you like that one sound and then you get an album of it, it's like, well, now it's like the best because you just have like more of like that thing.
Yeah.
So dude, that's where I'm like,
I like that. Like 1975, I mentioned earlier, they have like, I feel like our first two albums, just every song almost sounded the same, but I fucking love that song.
Yeah, I don't know too much by them, but I know their sound. So I know they have like their vibe. Whenever I hear anything else, even though I don't know the 1975, I hear someone else do something, I'm like, that sounds like the 1975. Because they crushed it in that area. They just got their vibe and they made it their own.
Sound at the perfect time. They nailed it.
Yeah. So that's where I'm like, I'm so excited for the next song that you teased and showed me. Do you know if that is going to be the next single? It is one.
We actually just got the video back a couple days ago. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Goddamn. Awesome.
Alex at Black Wolf, man, he's so fucking good.
Where's he based out of?
He lives in New York State.
Oh, okay.
I don't know exactly what.
Dang, so like when you guys want to do something, it's like everyone's traveling to one area.
This last music video was insane because I did two videos on the trip. It was the body bag one and then this one, and we met up with him. We drove from Boston to New York and met up. I think it was about 8 p.m. and then drove down to Manhattan and filmed until like 3 or 4 a.m. And I had a flight in Boston at 10 a.m. So we had to like get in the
I was
car,
cramming it. Jeez.
Drive to the Boston airport, whatever that one's called, and yeah, man, fly me home. I was out for like 42 hours. I was just like buzzing, just in New York. I'm like, how can I sleep? What the fuck,
bro? Okay, that might be interesting
on our trips.
Is that like, what would be like your most insane like music video experience? Would that probably be it? Or was there one that was like just so crazy or like so.
Dude, honestly, drowning hymns was a pretty interesting situation. That was a pretty interesting one because we had like that space we had rented from viewing online. There was like some website that we're just like looking at spots.
Yeah.
We were trying to just bang it out real quick, and we found a spot, the cool little basement looking area, and we had ideas to do like neon stuff with it. But we show up and it's a hair salon, like a Korean hair salon, and we're like, wait a minute, and we
Ready
Tim
to shoot. Let's go.
yeah, it's like we rented a spot here, and he like goes in there and we go down to the basement and like where the shot is, and it's way shorter than we thought. And Tim's 6'5", you know what I mean? So his head's like just grazing the whole time. But there's like a lady down there about to start a dance class, and we're like, no, we rented this for a video, and but that was one of those situations where Alex just like pulled through. Like you would never tell that was like a tiny dance studio, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
a million degrees in there. There was no airflow. In the
why is that how music videos go? Everyone will watch the music video and be like, wow, that looks so good. And you're like, do you know the hell we had to go through for you to watch? Yeah. Straight up, dude. We had a video where it was like that hot, but it was like negative 20 degrees outside. And there was, but like inside, the only way to heat, the dude had like this like fire cannon looking thing that just shot a flame out. So we were just like breathing in gas because like we're huddled around it. Yeah. And then we had, we wanted fire in the background, but the dude we were going to have bailed on us last minute, long story short. So we had another guy come in, but since he didn't have his gear, he just had the ingredients, but he knew how to like explode it. So like he actually behind us, it was like 3, 2, 1, everyone stomp, and he like hook it up, touch a car battery with a wire, and it would shoot over and explode behind us. It wasn't like contained fire.
So okay with that?
Oh yeah, dude, we couldn't. We were. What the hell was it? Like I feel like we were either borderline or we did have carbon monoxide poisoning, because like we couldn't breathe. Everyone was coughing and coughing up black, and it was not good. We were like, dude, we still have like 3 more takes to run through. We're done. Like no one, like even our guy filming, he was like about to pass out because we're just like, dude, but we can't go outside because it's so cold, and we were standing in water on the inside. So when we go outside, our feet would freeze. Dude, it was gnarly.
Did you guys checked out or just like out or
we just wrote it out, but no, yeah, the video guy, he was not feeling good for like 2 weeks. Where the rest of us, a week later, we were all fine. But like,
that is fucked up, man.
Yeah, no, it was. I'm like, we were so stupid, but it was like on the way back. So I'm driving, Logan's next to me, and it's like 2, 3 in the morning or whatever. And we're just like so miserable, just like can't breathe, coughing. And Logan's like, bro, no one's even gonna fucking watch this video, man. Like, because it was for one of our heavier ones, and those ones don't get the views as much as our rock stuff. So he's like, dude, we did all that, and it's not even gonna break 100K. Like,
dude,
I was like, oh my god, dude.
Passing out, skin
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Like, we are never, ever, ever going through stuff like that again. But then the next video, we, not that bad, but go through more stuff because there's always something going wrong. But
they had me on this the one I sent you, the music video that's coming out next. One of the first shots they had me, it had just rained, and they had me like standing on a bench near the ledge on top of like a 20-story building, and it was like,
oh, okay, I saw that picture when you posted.
Dude, they had me like performing up there. That was just so fucked up. I'm like risking my life for this shit.
Literally one slip, and it's like, well, I got that on camera. Like, like
slippery and wet. Yeah,
oh my god,
that would have took the album to the moon, I think.
Oh my god.
Like,
yeah, well,
story building for it.
That's yeah, the things we do for metal. Well, I mean, I guess just music and
knees, man. Are you feeling?
Yeah.
That?
Sometimes comes and goes in my right knee.
Pop. I just like bend my knee and it pops every
single time. Oh jeez.
Yeah. It's coming for you, man.
Yeah. God, well, it's like we haven't played a show since before the pandemic. So we did one show last year, And so that was the first time doing anything. And yeah, after that set, like our necks, everything, we were just like so not used to it for just like headbanging. It was like, oh my God. Yeah.
I always do like a hammy stretch too and think that's good. I think that's enough. Just stretch out the hammies a little bit. I'm like, all right,
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah.
yeah,
Just a little stretch.
Head the next day. Fuck.
Yeah. Dude, I just had Facebook remind me the other day, but like, yeah, for that show, I spent like 60 hours programming a light show. And then when we got to the show, I grabbed the wrong haze. So it was like fast dissipating haze, not long lasting. So like the hazer goes, but it would dissipate before it even like really got to the drums. So it's like the one light you could see because it was right next to it, but all the other lights you couldn't even see. Like you could see the light, but not the beam or anything, not the design and everything. So I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, this is pretty cool. You're like 60 hours.
I'm like, dude, this was supposed to be sick.
You're about to show, man.
Yeah.
That's
just part of being a man, you know? Especially like doing it DIY. Because that's the thing, like, oh, well, you could go to like a company, but when I was looking at like light programming, it was going to be like 2-3 grand for a set list. And I'm just like, dude, no, I'm going to learn how to do this myself. But
you should do that on the side.
Program light shows.
Dude,
I know. Dude, it is the most tedious, boring work I think I've ever done for this band. No. No, I'm like, I could never. It's so boring. But then in the end, you know, you get a light show that looks really dope, and you're like, okay, yeah, that's pretty sick. But then no one gets to see it. It's like, well, okay. So,
man, that's a bummer.
Yeah, but that's
sorry to hear that story.
That's just part of it, you know. There's always that story, man. Yeah, there's always something, So that's kind of what you were saying at the beginning. You know, you got the good things about being DIY, but then there's also the bad things about being DIY. So you're just trying to learn and do all these things.
Yeah, the thing is, like every release you learn something new. You're like, fuck.
Well, because it's wild, like especially when you're a group of guys, it's like you're not just people playing music, especially if you're trying to do something with it. It's like, I mean, I know you guys specifically have like a guy that you go to for videos and stuff, but like just in general, it's like you're actually like 20 something job titles, like for every person built into one. Like, unless you do have like a label that's like a massive push and you have all these moving parts and everything, but then it's just kind of like out of your hands, I guess, which is fine if you just want to show up and do your thing. But I don't really know where I'm going with this, but anyway.
Yeah, dude, it's tough. Like we're all pretty indecisive and passive people, so it's like when we got to make a decision, it's like everyone, like, whatever you want. It's everyone saying that. We're like, okay, we got to really get to the bottom of this, guys. We need to make it.
Okay, so there's not like one person that's kind of like, all right, I'm kind of like leading the card or something.
You know, sometimes someone will kind of take the lead. This is what I think, and everyone's like, yeah, okay, cool. And we did get linked up with their manager from the past. We're rocking a manager now for this last release, and he's been kind of helping us, you know, get things rolling. So he's having him on board has definitely helped with some decision making. Yeah,
we're like, what do you think? It's like, yes, like, okay, cool, yeah,
okay, cool, got it. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Sweet, got it.
Oh, awesome, man. Well, we have hit an hour, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know. You got your. Are you watching both kiddos today, or?
I got one kid is on her 3rd day of school ever, so she's out, and I got the baby being watched by the lady downstairs. So it's
well, dang.
We're going camping though, so it's
Hey, that's exciting.
Here, go camping, deal with mosquitoes and
yes,
sunburn. You know,
the best insect ever, mosquitoes.
Yes. My
love
biggest fan. I'm their biggest fan.
Yeah. Awesome, everyone. I hope you have a good time. Thank you so much for hanging out. It was great chatting with you. And yeah, everyone else that's watching this either live now or watching it after the fact, check out Windwalker's Body Bag that just came out and all their other singles. They're freaking great. You guys want to get into them now before they're like the next big thing, okay? You want to be early. They deserve it.
Cool kids.
Yeah, be the cool kids. You got to be like us, okay? You want to be like us? You got to listen to Windwalkers.
You got to talk like us.
Yes.
You got to look like us.
I don't know where this came from, but this is just how we talk now.
This is an ending, huh?
Yes. All right. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man.
I'll talk to you later, bro. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. See ya.